back to my channel. This is going to be a reminder for Catholics and a little story time. The reminder is that the St. Michael's Lent starts August 15th, which is the Feast of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and then it ends September 29th. And I grew up Catholic and I never knew about the St. Michael's Lent until last year. And then I did it last year for the first time. So if you're Catholic, let me know, did you participate in the St. Michael's Lent growing up? And did you even know what it was? Just a few key points about it. It is similar to our traditional Lenten season, but daily prayer, you recite the St. Michael prayer, the Litany of St. Michael, or a daily rosary. Fasting and sacrifice, you choose a personal penance or something to give up, like normal Lent. And then it just suggests you can do spiritual readings, such as Revelation 12 or the Book of Daniel, or holy books on St. Michael and St. Francis. Charity, perform concrete acts of love, or the corporal works of mercy. So it's very similar to Lent, as you can hear. And the big thing with Lent is giving up a sacrifice in conjunction with prayer. And my story time, hopefully to give someone hope, and maybe you're not Catholic and you've never celebrated Lent, you can celebrate the St. Michael's Lent that starts on the 15th. You can go to Mass if you're not Catholic. I always say too, like just a reminder, if you're not Catholic, you cannot receive communion. But anyways, you can do the St. Michael's Lent. Like any Christian should do it. And it's so important, one, because St. Michael is our defender in the spiritual realm. There are a lot of, obviously, demonic forces in the world, bad things that we cannot control, and St. Michael is the leader of all the angels in heaven against the demons and the demonic. So it's very important to pray to him. I always say to look up like exorcist priests and look up the word demonology is actually like the teachings and studies of all of this. But yeah, look up like demonology or angels and demons and listen to a priest specifically teach and talk about it. But it's just so wild, and it's so important that we pray and pray for the world. There's obviously a lot of bad stuff going on, and you can dedicate your sacrifice. So like I give up sugar for Lent typically. Sugar is something, and this is like my story time, I've always been like addicted to sugar. You know, sugar's addicting, but that was definitely my vice. Like growing up as like a young adult, I always would be like, I want to give up sugar. And I've tried, I'm sure I tried hundreds of times, and I could never do it. And I would do it for like a New Year's resolution, and I was not able to ever give up sugar, no matter what I did or how hard I tried. And then 2 years ago was the first time I really celebrated Lent as a devoted Catholic, and I gave up sugar. And when I tell you, it was truly the Lord's strength. It was not my own. It was so easy. I just gave up sugar, and it wasn't hard. It wasn't impossible, clearly, because I did it, but like it wasn't even a struggle. It was truly God's strength. I obviously believe that we have extra graces during Lent, and when we give something up, we can give it up for the good of others. So I typically am thinking about like all the children that are suffering in the world. I can sacrifice something for the good of others and give it up to the, like, offer it up to the Lord for the good of others. And God can give you strength during these times of Lent, especially, I've seen, to do things and to sacrifice things that you feel may be impossible. So while I'm doing this for the good of others and I'm sacrificing for God, giving up sugar is also obviously good for me. When I say sugar, just to clarify, I mean like added sugar, like sweets. I still eat like fruit and smoothies and all of that. So just to clarify, in case you see future videos of me, eating something with a little bit of sugar in it, but no like candy, like cakes, cookie, desserts, anything like that you can think of, or like something with a bunch of added sugar. But I digress. There have been other times too where I've not been able to do something, and I'm like, God, through your strength alone, I will be able to do this. And it just has been the most clear and the most dramatic during Lent. Comment below too, like if you're someone who's addicted to sugar, how addicting it is, or if you are addicted to something else, if you want to share what it is and if God has delivered you from it. I love hearing other people's testimonies. But yeah, and all this being said too, it's now 2 years later since I gave up sugar for Lent, and this was like Lent before Easter, and then I did it again for St. Michael's Lent, and then this past Lent. I'm no longer addicted to sugar. So I still eat it now sometimes, but I do not have an addiction. I don't have this like crazy thought, like I'm not always thinking every night like, oh, I have to eat sugar. Sometimes I'll have like a craving for it, but it has freed me from something that like my whole life I was not able to break that addiction from. So, and I know I'm using the word addiction. I mean that loosely, like food can be addicting, sugar can be addicting. I'm not comparing it to like real addictions. I'm just realizing it sounds kind of funny. But yeah, so anyways, I really encourage anyone with that story, if you have something that you have been needing to give up, maybe it's like playing video games, scrolling on your phone too much. That's one for me. I definitely have to enforce using my app blocker since part of my business and stuff is on social media. I use social media, but there's really no reason for me to scroll, to be very honest. So that is something I definitely need to do. Giving up sugar again. Maybe you need to, I don't know, maybe you need to lose weight for your own health and for the good of your family. Maybe your sacrifice is like you're going to stick to counting your calories every day this St. Michael's Lent. Give up, again, like maybe fast food or a certain food group. Maybe it's giving up spending if that's an issue for you. Anything you want to offer up to the Lord, it's so important, and ask for the prayers of St. Michael. Maybe, I know a lot of people don't know this either, but sometimes your family or you can have like actual curses put on you, like generationally. And this sounds wild. I didn't even know this stuff was true, but it is. If you look up Monsignor Rossetti or Father Ripperger, I'm sure he talks about this too. Like, you can have curses actually put on you, and again, like, or they could be put on your family from generations ago, and you don't even know it. So we need to ask St. Michael to intercede in prayer for us and to fight for us against these demonic forces. So if you want to share your testimony for Lent or St. Michael's Lent, please leave it in the comments, or if you've had a similar experience, and let me know if you have any fun facts about St. Michael and the spiritual realm and angels, and I would love to hear those as well. And I will see you in the next video.